Hello and welcome to Let Me Bore You to Sleep. Let me bore you to sleep. My name's Jason Newland. Hello. So just to let you know, I'm also live on TikTok. Just thought I might as well. So I'll just share this on Facebook. No, what happened? Oh yeah, done. Post. So I go back. Right, I'm back. Camera's shaking again. So normally I do a Q&A Friday, but I completely forgot to ask any questions. So if anybody has a question on TikTok, then please ask me a question and I will answer it. Or try and answer it, as long as it's not something weird, like super strange, you know. So what I'm going to do, so this Let Me Bore You to Sleep is just basically relaxation and sleepy. And only listen when you can safely close your eyes if you're listening to go to sleep. And I've got a website called jasonnewland.com. What else? There are 6 versions of this podcast when it's finished. There's without music, with music, normal length, and then there's 5 and 10 hours, both with and without music. Also, all the recordings are on my website, jasonnewland.com. I will post the full video on YouTube when I've finished, and I will also post 59 minutes of the video onto Instagram and TikTok. And lastly, I have a Facebook group called Jason Newland's Boring Group, if you want to join. So yeah, the highlight of the day. So Amber says, hi Jason. Hi Amber, how you doing? You okay? Have you got a question for me? This is my Q&A Friday, kind of, but I forgot to put out any questions for my followers. So I'm good, thanks Amber. So what I'm going to try and do is see if anybody has a question, and I'll try and answer those questions. I've posted on Facebook that I'm on here, but whether or not, in fact, what I might do, Facebook, if I go to Jason Newland's Boring Group. Okay, I'm on TikTok. I'm going to post in. I'm live on TikTok. If anyone has a question. My writing's getting worse and worse, or my typing. I don't know how to, what's the address of my TikTok though? That's the question. I don't know. I've got 7 people in there, wow. Can I join? I'm not adding anybody to the live in the actual box. No one's allowed inside my box. But if anyone's got a question, I'm just going down. So yeah, I'm recording my podcast for my podcast listeners. So I'm just reading some of the things. Okay. Right. Depending on how much of this I get, will depend on whether or not I just delete. I might cancel the TikTok. Well, Vinny, like, cut it off. So today was weird because I saw a friend in. I was just taking Vinny for a walk, and it's he was going to the pharmacy, so I thought I'll walk to the pharmacy with Vinny, who's staring at me for some reason. Why are you staring at me? I got an idea, right? This is just an idea. I'm gonna pull the settee right forward so you can see him. Okay, so hold 2 seconds. Can you believe it? I've done all that, and now he's gone off to do his own thing. Doesn't even want to be on there. So I've just pulled the settee closer, and he's ignoring it. And I really thought he was going to like jump up and say hello. I'm not even sure if you could see it. Maybe not. Can you? Yeah, you can. Yeah, you should be able to see him because he'll be like jumping up at me. But he's not interested now. Hey, there you go. Yes, I saw my friend, my neighbour, and I decided to like walk to the pharmacy with him. And I swear my lower back hurt more and more and more as I was doing it, because I was trying to walk too fast. And it gave up. My lower back gave up, and I had to stop. And it took me ages to get home because I had to walk so slowly, and there's nowhere to sit down because it was raining. Otherwise I'd have sat down on a wall somewhere, on someone's wall. But man, that's the worst it's been in years. It was really, because I don't walk fast, I walk slowly, take my time, because my lower back doesn't allow jolty movements or like fast movements really. Now Vinny's behind me. He's doing everything but jumping onto the sofa, which is the whole point. I just dragged this thing over. Also, I have some good news. We've got a local internet. Is it clear something? And they knocked on my door, and they're doing the area. They're putting the wiring in. So I got broadband. I'm going to be getting 700 megabytes a second. 700, and they guarantee to be within at least 10% of that. So 630, wouldn't it? 630 is the minimum I'm going to get. I mean, they offer different things, 200, 400, 5, 7. There's not a lot of difference in prices, and in all fairness, 200 would be enough. But apparently, upload and download is the same amount of megabytes per second. Which means that all the uploading of videos will be so much quicker. And I won't have to leave it uploading all night. So I'm reading what Steve think about. So I don't know what that means. So I'm just looking at some questions. I haven't had any questions. If you have posted a question, like a legitimate question on TikTok, and I haven't answered yet, then please do it again, because I was busy pulling off the sofa. Getting it over here. Yeah, Vinny doesn't seem to want to get on there. Genuinely, when does the live start? That's Seb. It started now. It's already started. I don't know how long I've been on here for. Probably about 9 minutes, 10 minutes. My Henderson, hi again. Hi Maya. So if you need to be, don't be rude, but I don't know. So I'm starting to get people visiting me when I'm doing live. So I don't know, kind of. I appreciate you joining. It's nice. It's nice of people to join in. I can't read out some of the stuff because some of it is a little bit naughty, and it's not really what I'm on here for. But if it helps promote the Let Me Boy to Sleep podcast and the YouTube stuff, then maybe it might be useful, because every time I put a video onto TikTok, I seem to be getting like 600 plus views of the video. So it's growing. So maybe in a year's time, it will grow up. So the thing is, you know, when you say look behind me, someone say look behind you. On my television, I've got the back. I've actually got the video of myself on the television, so I can see exactly behind me. And there is 3 pictures. There's a picture of me as a baby. There's a picture that's been painted by Cara, and another picture that was painted by my stepmom. Yep. And some wall tiles that are, some that are stuck, some have stuck, and some haven't. So when I finish this, I'm going to have to get the nails out and start hammering in the ones that just keep falling off, or the ones that are falling like half off the wall and half on. But I think all in all, it looks so much better than it did before, because if you look down there, if you can see, it just looks awful. I don't know why I left it so long, really, but I did. I guess I wasn't expecting to make videos, to like make regular videos, because whenever I make a video, I go through little periods, and I make a video and then I'll stop. But for some reason, I've continued, and I've done in a row. I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This would be the 9th in a row that I've done, like, with me on camera, and probably the 3rd I've done in a row on TikTok. I wish I could see what it's saying on there. Yo, bro, Robert. Hi. I mean, I can't really come on to... The things, I was watching this video on YouTube, and it was saying about how to talk to an audience, how to make a talking head video. It's kind of weird that I'm kind of looking into this, because I've been doing this probably longer than the people that are making those videos. But, you know, I'm always open to learn new things. And one of the things it said is, you got to talk to someone. Don't talk to the camera. Talk to a person. And I've always done that. You know, because I know... The thing is, because I know some of the people, or have had contact with some of the people that watch my videos and listen to my podcasts, I know that people are watching and listening. I mean, not a huge amount of people are watching the videos on YouTube or even on TikTok. I mean, there's 3 at the moment. But, you know, it's kind of, I know people are watching, or listening, so I am talking. I think I already do that. But then maybe, am I just talking at you? There is a chance that's also true. I mean, I'd have to get your personal opinion on that. But I don't know, really. It's having the TikTok there is I literally am talking to someone, and I wondered if that would make a difference to the podcast itself if I literally was talking in real time to humans. I don't know. So on my YouTube channel, literally last night, I must have finished my podcast around 7:30, half 7, of the video and recording it and all the stuff. And I started to upload it to YouTube, because what I do is I upload it to YouTube and then I download it again, because by uploading it to YouTube it reduces the size of the file but keeps the quality. Then I download it to my laptop, do the editing, and then I upload it as a 4K video to YouTube. It might sound like a weird way to do it, and it probably is, but so I set it for upload to YouTube, and I was using the data from, it's the mobile data from my phone for the iPad, because the broadband is so slow. And it took all night until about, I'd say probably 7-8 o'clock in the morning before the actual video was available to download onto the laptop. So what's that, like 12 hours? And 13 hours. Now I always take my phone into my bedroom with me, a bottle of water and my phone. So my phone's on the side, and I usually listen to an audiobook actually, or some music. Tonight it's going to be LBC radio. Vinny, come on. Hey. He's whining because his food's over there, but he doesn't want to eat it. I can't, what more can I do other than give you food? You know how to chew. You'd have no problems eating it if it was a tasty TREEEEEET. But last night, when I went into the bedroom, so I took my phone in there, and I came back in just to check the iPad. I had 3,242 hours left for it to be uploaded. That's how long it's going to take on my normal broadband. It's ridiculous. And this was at about 11 o'clock in the evening. 3,000 hours. I mean, that's a whole year, isn't it? And you think 24 hours in a day, 24 hours times by 10, 240. 240 times by 30. No, 224 times by 10, 240 times that by 3. No, 240, 24 times by 7. 240, 24. I don't know. It's a lot though, isn't it? That's what I'm saying. It's a lot. I don't know. Oh, there's another thing they say. If you do a talking heads video, sometimes you need to have more than one camera. So you're talking, and then it shows you looking away and talking like away from you. Like, why? What's the point in that? It's because some of the big channels do it, and the little channels are thinking, yeah, that's what you need to do. But I don't think that's the reason the big channels are successful. Like Diary of a CEO. I don't think it's because he looks away and like he's talking to people, but they're not even, he's not looking at them, and then the camera comes and he's looking at them. I don't think that's a reason it's successful, or I might be wrong, but it seems really, I don't know. I mean, I can understand it if it's an interview. You know, you got two people, one person being interviewed by another person, and you're not going to see, you're going to see kind of the side of them. You might see the front of them, the person is interviewing to begin with, and then you'll see the other person like looking away, answering. Otherwise the camera would have to be in their face. I don't know. I'm not wrong. Thanks, Ruby. Ruby says, hey Jason. Hi Ruby, how you doing? So has anybody got a question they'd like to ask me? If you already asked, I'm happy for you to ask again, just in case I didn't see it. Vinny's going to start barking now because there's a knock, there's some banging. I hope that he doesn't think it's the door. I really do. But he's not barking yet, which is good. But once he goes, just let you know, if you're listening live, it's going to be loud. So, but I will edit it out, like I did yesterday and the day before and the day before that and the day before that. And I reckon he probably barks every time I do a recording. Not without doubt, not without, like, there's probably some he doesn't, but majority he does bark at some point. So, is there anybody watching on TikTok that's from my Facebook group? Because I've had a couple of posts, messages. So I'd like to say hello to Boston Chicky and also to Cara. And I've got a message from Boston, so I'm going to have to listen to that later. Thanks for that. I've not 15 hours ago. I'm well behind. And also, Cara, you sent me these messages and I only just saw them. Literally, you sent me a message on the 22nd of January. And I didn't see it. Didn't see the message. The Facebook didn't, like, you know, where they light up the message thing so you can have a look. It didn't do that. So I didn't read it till today, so I'm not being ignorant. I did reply earlier on, but I'm sorry about that. It's just Facebook. Oh, I like that. I won't read it out, but that's a good point, Cara. Actually, I will read it out. Should I read it out? I better not. It's nothing bad. It's just, if someone sends me like a personal message on Facebook or whatever, I generally don't read it out, because I did that in the past and someone said that wasn't to be read out. But if someone's okay for me to read it out, they normally just say, you can read this out if you like. So if it's a public message, like it's on YouTube comments, or it's in the Facebook comments, then, or on a podcast, then I might read it out, because it's usually something. Can you see, Vinny? Georgia says hi. Hi, Georgia. So I, LR92 says, are you recording your podcast? I am indeed recording my podcast right now. So I'm doing the video, which is going to be on YouTube, and then I'm going to, the audio will be taken off for the podcast audio. Yeah, so I'll do that probably tomorrow, because it takes ages. Scott Wood says, glad to see a podcast in the flesh, Jason. And that's Solid Wood. Hi, Solid Wood. Are you one of my followers on the Facebook page, or? Nice to meet you. I know people use different names on Facebook, different names on TikTok, and I lose track of who's who, because I had someone there, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, and it was someone that I recognised their name, but they had a different name on here. So yeah. Anyway, if anyone wants to follow me, then groovy, or send some likes. Groovy, groovy, groovy. Thank you for anyone that has. Well, Vinny's back. I'm going to keep moving the camera around so you can see him. There you go. He's more interested in me. And I know with the camera you can only see, there you go, you can only really see on the video his head, but he's staring at me. So what I need to do is find a way to get him in the picture, like on a more, I don't know, maybe raise the settee up or something like that. I don't know. Now you've just got his bum. What a lovely picture, Vin. Lovely. Lovely. So yeah, I'm just doing something, it's just a new thing. You know, doing a live and recording it at the same time. It's a bit different. It feels a bit weird because I've got like a couple of people watching my live TikTok, but I know that a lot more than that will be listening to the podcast when it's released. It's just kind of strange just seeing the difference in, you know how I love stats. Big fan of the old statistics. So he doesn't know what to do now because he's used to sleeping that side of the chair, of the sofa, and he can't get onto the table now. But he's not allowed on the table. So why is he trying to get on the table when he's not allowed? Is a question that I have. Oh yes, he's back again. So what he'll do, I think it's a case of he will climb up onto me if he wants to. If I go to pick him up, he will run away. Like as soon as I go like that, he'll run away. See, he won't even let me touch him. But I guess it's him having control. See, all I'm doing is just stroking you, Vinny. That's all. I'm not doing anything weird. Just stroking you. So I guess he has to get his. I mean, you wouldn't think he'd need any kind of courage or bravery, bearing in mind that he's been with me for over 3 years. But he likes to be in control. See, he's now climbing on. You alright? I get kisses. I get kisses. He says, you gave me kisses. Oh. So he wants to be part of this. So I'm thinking what I need to do, or what I could do, is put something behind me so that he could climb on me if he wants to. He could kind of look over my shoulder and stuff like that. I don't know. I'll figure something out. But it's nice that he's at least in the video a little bit, because for me that means quite a lot actually, to have him here, because he's here and I talk about him, and I sometimes think people maybe wonder if I'm just making it up, you know, that I don't really have a dog, and all that scratching and eating of carrier bags and things like that is just stuff that I do myself with audio effects, or maybe I just hire a human to do it, get a neighbour. So could you do us a favour, can you rip that bag? why would that, you wouldn't do it, would you? That'd be weird. Oroka says hi Jace, hi oops, I kind of think Oroka. So yes, I'm walking and my back went like really, oh. And I managed to almost like limp home. And Vinny was being the most awkward that he could be, because I don't know why, but he has to do his own thing. If I turn right, he wants to go left. If I go left, he wants to turn right. If I go down one road, he wants to go down another road. Constantly. I mean, this is just something he's been like all the time. And all I want, I try and do my best to facilitate his needs as far as sniffing every bit of grass. But even that's not enough. And he knows I'm talking about him. Don't you, Vinny? He's just completely still listening. Although he might be trying to listen to outside to find something to bark at. Hey, is that what you're doing? Is that what you're doing, Vinny? Hey? So. There you go. So what I might do is have a Vinny Cam. So I've got another what's it? Like another camera that I could use to just film him while I'm doing a podcast, and then edit that in. So have a little, maybe give him the full screen when he's being active. Yeah, I might do that. We'll have the Vinny Cam. Dun, dun, dun. La 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 la. La 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 la. Hey? What are you looking at me like that for? What? Oops. So there we go. So yeah, not a lot happened today. I need to do some laundry, actually, to be fair. So the broadband, apparently in the next 4 weeks it's going to be available, and they're going to call me up, and there's not a lot of difference between, I think it's GigaClear or something like that, I don't know. There's not a lot of difference between 200 megabytes a second and 700 megabytes a second price wise. So I'll go for the top one, because I mean, you think if 200, let's say 500 megabytes a second. I know you can get some broadbands that are like 1,000 and stuff like that, but that's fine. 500 compared to the broadband I got. I'm lucky if I get 10 megabytes a second or 20. On when it's going well, I can get maybe 30 or 40 when it's really going well. So yeah, this is going to be, it's just completely transformational in a way. And my camera's, I can't seem to get this stream properly. Okay. And I'm just trying to work out. So if I've got my average video is about probably for an hour, it's about 10 gigabytes roughly. And depending on how long at the moment on 4K, I don't get much more than an hour, maybe hour and a half on the iPad before it goes down to like 10% left. Do you want to go on to low battery? Like, no. So I'm just trying to work out. So 10 gigabytes, 500. Let's just base it on 500. I know it might be a little bit less, but let's say 500. So 500 megabytes, 1000 megabytes is a gigabyte, which is 500 megabytes a second. So 10 megabytes, 1 megabytes, I mean literally it's like a minute or two. Is that right? I don't know. So we're going to go from hours to literally. Okay, when I use the telephone internet on my iPad, it still takes roughly maybe 2 or 3 hours or 4 hours. Yeah, it depends, but it can take up to 4 hours with maybe 5 hours. But that's, yeah, thinking about it, so maybe 5 hours using the iPhone data, and then using a normal internet, it's just almost non-existent. So that I can't be getting more than about 10 or 20, 30 megabytes a second. But then 30 megabytes a second, 100 megabytes a second would give me 10 seconds would be a gigabyte. So 10 seconds. So that's 6 gigabytes in a minute. That doesn't even seem right, does it? That sounds a bit too... Really? I suppose. 6 gigabyte, no. 6 gigabytes in a minute? I mean, it's at 500 megabytes a second, you're almost turning back time. That's amazing. I'll have to figure it out. I mean, okay, I've got an idea. I can actually do this research. So let's say I got a 10 gigabyte. I have 10 gigabyte video. Downloading. Uploading to YouTube with 500 megabytes. 500 megabytes. Right. So it's going to guess. I'll do this. ChatGPT is going to tell me how long it should take. 10 gigabytes. Quick maths, approximately 80. What? 160 seconds. So 60. 112. That's ridiculous. Like 2.5 minutes. What real world estimate? In practice, overhead encoding, YouTube processing, speed fluctuations, around 3 to 5 minutes. Wow. 3 to 5 minutes instead of 5 hours. 4 to 5 hours. I mean, that's a big difference, isn't it? I mean, literally, you know what I mean? I'm just getting excited. I don't know what that noise was. I'm sorry. Scarlett asks me, what are your pronouns? I don't have any. Really? I don't have any. Vinny does. No, he doesn't either. See, you said Scarlett. I thought that was the same Scarlett that I spoke to before, but it's not, is it? I've got other questions. Jason, you got any kids? Nope. Never became a father. Never became a father. Nearly twice, but yeah, didn't happen. Didn't work out. Although, I think I've got a kid out there somewhere. But unfortunately, that kid will be about 30 years old or 29 years old. And I've missed there all that time. But yeah, I think there's a child out there that's probably my kid. I just have a feeling. But the person that would have had the baby or the kid is not someone that I've seen since, so don't know. It's me. Yeah, sure. Ah, well. I'm your papa. Oh. God, how good that will that be, though? Right, so upload. The processing's still going to take the same amount of time because the processing's done on the YouTube side. So it will be, yeah, 10 gigabyte file may take minutes to upload, but up to an hour to fully process in higher resolutions. Yes, fair enough. There's nothing I can do about that, is there? But it gives me more options, you know. Gives me. See, I'm gonna move the screen down so you'll see me on the top of my head. I was trying to show you Vinny because he's resting on the elbow rest or whatever of the settee right next to me, but he's too low down for you to see him. So what I really do need is something behind me there where he can like get inside, like I don't know, some kind of, I don't know, I'm not sure, I'll figure it out. So let's have a look. Blazing Kidkin. So haven't really had many questions, but then I didn't ask for any questions, did I, before I started? Although I do have let's have a look, see if anyone's. Nope, nothing. Oh well. The thing is, posting on my Facebook group when I started the recording or started the live stream is too late, really. I need to give a bit of notice, but I don't generally know myself what I'm going to be doing or when I'm going to be doing it. You know what I mean? It's like, I mean, I try and plan for 5 o'clock. That's my kind of time that I try and do recordings at the moment anyway. That might change, but between 5 and 6 or 5 and 7, depending on how long the recording is, that just seems to be quite a nice time. And then it's done. Had my dinner, watch a bit of telly, and yeah, I'm done for the day. Upload it. Sometimes, depending on how late I'm up, the YouTube video will be uploaded, but quite often it's not. Yeah, again, it will depend on how long it is and how big the file is. So if it's 2 hours long, it's going to be like 20 gigabytes, which will take an absolute yonk of years to do. Lots and lots of time. Lots and lots of time. Yeah. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So I don't have a lot going on at the weekend. There is some boxing on. Let me have a look. Boxing schedule. Boxing schedule hasn't been great recently, if I'm honest. Hasn't been a great highlight. Oops, sorry, mate. Hasn't been a great amount of boxing on this last month. There's been some, but not, not as much as I would kind of like. So, is it 30th today? Brian Flores, it's in America. Xander's, so there is some. So Saturday. Ooh. So Saturday night, Josh Kelly's fighting. So that's on Newcastle. So that'll be tomorrow night on the DAZN. And then early hours of the morning, Teofimo Lopez against Shakur Stevenson. Oh yeah. So, but that's going to be early hours. Also, you got Jarrell Miller versus Kingsley Ibe. So I've got no idea who that is, but I know Jarrell Miller, heavyweight, and Keyshawn Davis against Jermaine Ortiz. And Keyshawn Davis is like one of the future, touted as one of the future greats. And Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez, that should be a great fight. And that's in New York City. And then Saturday, this is the 31st, we've got another one. Oh, that's weird. We've got another fight. William Skull is fighting Jacob Bank. And that's in Denmark. Which means, if it's in Denmark, that'll be on like in the evening, wouldn't it? Like in the UK. Was there like an hour difference between the UK and Denmark? Or Britain, England and Denmark? 2 hours? 1 hour? I don't know. Anyone? The William Skull, he had a fight against Tank Davis, and everybody pretty much that watched that fight thinks that William Skull won. I can't believe he's now trying to climb up onto the table. Vinny, stop it. Right, someone wants to sing for me on the live. Sorry, I can't recording my podcast. So William Skull should really be a world champion. And will be a world champion at some point. I just don't know. I don't know if he's fighting. Is he fighting? He's fighting Jacob Bank in Denmark, but is it for anything? It's not. Doesn't look like it's for anything. No vacant or even a interim or anything like that. So that's for this weekend. And also there's Francesca Hennessy versus Ellie Boutel on DAZN and BBC Two. DAZN and BBC Two. That's a kind of strange combination. Oh, good on them. So I won't be watching that. I maybe watch that on catch up. I want to watch the William Skull fight, but I'd also like to see the Josh Kelly fight as well. So, someone's asking me if I'm worse for wear. No, this is how I normally talk. Then Sunday, the 1st of February, we have right, Christian, no, nothing. Right, there is some fighting. It's on Paramount Plus, which is just annoying actually, because I can't watch it. Not available in the UK, but it's free if you got Paramount Plus, which I have. 10-round showdown, second assault of Zuffer boxing on February the 1st. Then, but that is on, the thing is on early hours of the morning, so it's not really ideal. Not really. I know. Ramesses, blah, 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 blah. February the 5th, Thursday, Albert, but that doesn't matter because it's on Punching Grace. See, having lots of different places that boxing is shown is, I know it's companies trying to make money, but it's really crap for the fans. If everything was in one place, and instead of being a monopoly, which it would be, I guess, if it was like one person owned everything, but have shares, have everyone just have a platform that everyone can come onto, you know? So whether it's sort of DAZN, for example, have that as a place so because on DAZN you've got Golden Boy, which is Oscar De La Hoya, his boxing company's there. You've got Eddie Hearn, you've got, so his one, which, and you got you got a few different ones that are on there that kind of joined DAZN. DAZN. And it just seems a shame that we can't just have, because when they started, DAZN was all about boxing, the home of boxing. That's what they did. And I was one of the first, I was like a beta tester of the app back in 2019, something like that, maybe earlier. And so I got to use it for free for a couple of years, I think. And I had to do the I would say the deal, but it was a case of watching it and then giving my feedback on the quality of the broadcast, if it was clear, if it broke, and all that stuff. And I loved it because I was watching fights early hours of the morning, big world title fights, and not paying anything. And then after a certain period of time, they put in like, okay, it's now $4.99 a month. That's cool, I don't mind. And then they put the price up ridiculous amount, which I still pay, but the fact, I watch boxing, it's the only sport that I like. But now other organisations are starting up, and they've got their own apps and their own websites and their own extra charges. And I just find it a little bit, I preferred it when DAZN was the ruler, when they kind of seem to own boxing. But now DAZN's got full of sport, other things. And I don't want to see other things. I just want to see boxing. That's what I... Yeah, that's what I was on there for. The home of boxing, that's what it was called. And now it's full of other stuff. There's still boxing on there. But apparently there's not really any money in boxing for an app. You know, they need football and who knows, all kinds of different sports. And I know that a lot of people, well, more people prefer other sports than they prefer boxing. You know, boxing's it's probably not even in the top 10 of popular sports around the world. You know, worldwide. I mean, cricket's one of the top sports. And you've got football, or you might call it soccer. But then if you go by individual country, in America, the top sports, what is it? Baseball, basketball, football. Well, we call it American football, but you call it football if you live in America. What is it? So we've got baseball, basketball, football, ice hockey. I'm trying to think what else. So maybe boxing is in the top 10. Maybe it's in the top 5. I'm not sure. But I imagine all of those 4 that I mentioned are more popular than boxing. Wrestling, probably more popular. UFC, more popular than boxing. So boxing's it's kind of at the top. It's probably near the bottom of the list of popular sports in America. In the UK or in England or whatever, I'd say probably, well, definitely football is a top one. I'd probably put, not personally, because I think boxing's ahead of everything, but, you know, realistically it's not as far as popularity goes. I like to think you can tell a sport's popularity by what's talked about the most. In the newspapers, online, and boxing's rarely really mentioned. Maybe Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, the heavyweights, you know, there'll be a mention, but maybe they'll do a little spread. But boxing, football, all the time. Rugby, I'd probably put that above boxing as far as popular. I don't know why. I don't know. Would it be? I don't know. But football definitely at the top. And then in season, cricket. Cricket's hugely popular. Tennis during Wimbledon, hugely popular. I mean, it's just the internet's been non-stop about tennis. And it's not even, well, it's something other countries playing. I'm trying to think what other sports are there. Tennis, the Olympics. I mean, what is that, every 4 years? So when Olympics on, with football, every 2 years it's either the World Cup or the Euros, the European Cup. So boxing's way down in popularity. So I just still think there's an opportunity to just have one place for boxing, one app, but also have their own places. Do it their own place. Do it at Paramount Plus as well, or put it onto Sky Sports, but then also put it onto DAZN. So for people on DAZN, and just give a percentage of that profits to the company, instead of it just, you know, have it more broadly available. So that's what I'm thinking. So all boxing, if Sky want to do it, let them have all the boxing on Sky, but then have all the boxing on DAZN. then have all the boxing, you know, just the ones available. So wherever you're subscribed, then you can just watch the boxing there. And I realise that's not a business model that anyone would probably want to take up, but just makes more sense in a way. So when there's a world title fight, have it on all channels, have it everywhere, and people will just, if they've got if there's pay-per-view, they can still watch it. And they have done that in the past with Sky and DAZN, BT Sport. They've done with, to be fair, I think it was 2 promoters. One was with DAZN and one was with Sky or something. So maybe that's why. So they had it on both. Or BT Sports, they had it on there as well. Maybe it was a Tyson Fury fight. So you could watch it on whichever platform. And I say maybe just do that for all the big fights. Maybe not all the fights, but all the big fights. But, you know, I mean, even Sky, they used to be good for late night fights, like the American fights. And they wouldn't charge anything extra if you was signed up with them. But now, Sky, I don't think they even have boxing on Sky anymore. I'm going to start crying. Can't believe he's literally just inches away from me, but you can't see him. I'm thinking of maybe if I turn this off, turn off the live stream, and then we can have a Vinny Cam moment so you can see him, maybe, or next time we'll have a little Vinny Cam so you can watch him on there. Yeah, because he's fast asleep. But now I'm thinking I'm going to have to move the sofa all the way back again, because unless, I don't know, it just seems like it's a bit too close, because I can't get in and out unless I move the tables forward, which I could do. I'm not sure if that's going to make any difference at all. Actually, maybe I can do that. I'll figure it out. It'd just be nice if he could kind of be like there, or, you know, where my hand is. So, and he's just asleep there, like behind, because that's where the sofa is, so like around that area. And then you could just watch him be asleep, and it'd be cute, wouldn't it, Vin? It'd be cute. So, someone just sent me a gift. Thank you. Who is it who sent me a gift? Megan. Thank you, Megan. Oh, I've had 2 gifts. I didn't realise. I don't know how all this works. I just seen it there. So I've got two gifts. Let's see if I click it. Does anything come up? Megan. Top fans. So my top fans. I denied any fans. I've got 2 fans and 1 heart me. Is that during this recording? Yeah. Minnie Michelle. Hi, Minnie Michelle. Caden and Megan. And TC and Frank. Oh, okay. Well, I followed you. Minnie Michelle? I think maybe I'm already following Minnie Michelle. Anyway, thank you. It's very kind of you. Thanks. I don't get... someone's saying hello, Henry, so I don't know. Do I look like a vacuum cleaner? I might actually. This t-shirt, isn't it kind of the colour of a vacuum cleaner? I don't know. I don't know, no. I'm no sure. Need to have a shave, look. It's getting a little bit... I did think, should I let my hair, my beard grow really, really wild? Like really, really wild, but I don't know. It's like, someone's in the garden, so Vinny's going to start barking now. Please don't bark. Do you ever notice that you'd be sitting somewhere and you get a draft up your trousers? I just suddenly got a draft around my legs, my lower legs and my knees and stuff. Yeah. Nothing's happened, nothing's changed, the door's not open. Mind you, the door, I've got a chain on my door. This is the front, the living room door. And so I can chain it to the wall to keep the door open, because I used to have door stoppers, but they just weren't working. So what I did is, when I had Andre, I had these chains. It's like a normal chain that you have on your front door, you know. So I chain it to the door, and Andre used to have like his nest, or have a bag and stuff behind there, and the door would be open all the time. I never closed the door. I have to close it now because of Vinny's barking, but I used to have all the doors open. When I first moved in here, no doors were closed. Then we had the little mice problem, so I used to make sure I kept the kitchen door closed at all times, and the storage room one, because they were coming from the loft, I think. But since I've had him, I pretty much have all the doors closed except the bedroom door. But when I'm in bed or when I'm gone out, I always have this door open, because I like the air to flow. But unfortunately, if it wasn't for his barking, I'd be fine. I could have all the doors open and be fine. I leave the bedroom open at night, bedroom door open, unless we have a really early one. And then just sent a gift, Megan. Oh right, sorry, yeah, I saw that. Sorry. Thank you, Megan, again for that. I got 2 gifts. You really love me. They really love me. I don't think this t-shirt is showing off my muscles quite so much. It's more showing off my boobies. My boobies. Oh. Yeah, boxing. So I'm just a little bit. I mean, okay, next weekend. Let's go through what's coming up rather than just moaning, I suppose. Next weekend, Saturday the 7th February. That's on DAZN, and it's Liverpool. Nick Ball against Brandon Figueroa. So Nick Ball is the WBA featherweight champion. That's Nick Ball, so that'll be good because he's really good. He's a world champion. You kind of got to be quite good to be a world champion, haven't you? But he's very exciting to watch. So he's next weekend, the 7th. We've got boxing on DAZN on Tuesday. I don't know the people. Saturday the 14th on DAZN, Marco Huck against Vaclav Vejsar. That's in Germany. Again, more people I don't know about. See, DAZN has started to do events in other countries, which is cool, but the downside is, well, they're kind of catering for those countries. So having a a German a tournament in Germany, or like a fight in Germany. It's aiming at the German audience in the zone, and I just want everything to be aimed at me, which is childish, really, isn't it? But I'd like the fights to be aimed at what I want, and I just want to see all the big names. That's what I want. Although I quite like the Japanese fights, because they've become some of the best fighters in the world. There's no boring Japanese fighters, just like there's not really any boring female fighters. It's all just action. That's the thing. I didn't realise that in the past. Before I saw a female boxers, I wasn't sure if what it would be like. But I've been watching boxing since, like, really quite passionately, since about 1985, 84, 83, 84. And I've seen so many male boxers going into the ring and not wanting to fight, and running and avoiding at all costs even getting punched, and they don't want to be there. They want the money, but they don't want to be there. I've seen hundreds of awful fights. Never seen that on a female bill. Never seen a female fight that's like that. They always come to fight, even if they're just what do they call them? Travellers. If they're just road. What's it called? Road warrior, or someone that's just basically earning a living from going and getting beaten, allowing themselves, not maybe allowing themselves, but just there just to test a new person. Because most of the female boxers are quite new. Because female boxing, it's only been allowed in the Olympics not for long, is it? 10 years? 12, 14 years or something? Was it 2000? No. What year was the Olympics allowed? Did they allow female boxers? So 2008. I need to look this up in a minute. I'm not saying, I'm not saying that I love every single female boxing that I've seen. But one thing is, they're not boring, ever. And women boxers are just tough. Phenomenally tough. And even the ones that don't have the skills, maybe they haven't been boxing since they were 8, like a lot of the men, but they just make up for it in determination. And I find that amazing, because as I said, I still see fighters that just, the male fighters that are just there to just be beaten. They're put on there, roadmen. I think they used to call them roadmen. And so when someone like Anthony Joshua won the Olympic gold in 2012, I think it was. Yeah, 2012. And he then went on to become professional, I think maybe a year later. 13, 14, and then 2015 he won his first world title, I think. So they put him in with his first person, and it's someone that maybe I'm not. I'm just as an example. This is what I see a lot. Is you see someone's like got one fight. It's their first fight, or maybe they've got 3 fights, an O, and they're against somebody who's fought, I don't know, 70 times with 14 wins. I've seen sometimes they got like 5 wins, 118 losses. It's like that. If I was a professional boxer, I don't think I'd want that. Especially someone of a caliber of just won a gold medal at the Olympics. I mean, they pretty much need to be going in with at least a top 20 straight away. Maybe not the top 10 heavyweights or whatever weight, because, you know, first of all, they're not really eligible to be fighting the top 10. But at least a top 20. Not, you know, not necessarily someone that's never been beaten, but someone that's got a good record. But what do I know? I'm just an armchair critic. Lee Woods against Josh Warrington. That's in Nottingham, February 21st, 2026. Oh, I don't know. Now, Lee Wood, I think he's kind of coming to the end, but then Josh Warrington as well, of their... I think they're both in the same position now. They're both at the end of their careers. They both had really, really good careers. Both been world champions. I mean, Lee Wood, he had a habit of coming back right at the last minute. It's a little bit like Fabio Wardley in a way. But I've seen a few of his fights where he was getting so badly beaten, and then suddenly he pulled it out and knocked out his opponent. So I would say Lee Wood's a much more exciting fighter from that perspective, because you kind of don't know what really is going to happen. You shouldn't write anyone off, but he's definitely someone that can't be written off. I mean, I remember I saw a fight he lost, which was either his last fight or the one before that. And the whole time I was watching it, even though he was getting beaten, I was thinking, no, Lee Wood's still going to win, because he's going to pull it out. He's going to pull that punch out, because he always does, always has done. But he didn't. And it was really strange, because I really had that belief. Another disillusionment I had was with Joe Joyce. I really believed I think I might have missed a few. Oh, I'm sorry. I had a few people have sent me messages. Oh dear. There's some really funny questions on there, and I missed them. Dear, oh dear. Oh, sorry, Vinny. He's basically got his. It's right. I'm just trying to look at his thing, and I elbowed him. I didn't mean to, Vinny. Sorry. Is it because I'm not giving you any attention? I didn't mean to do it. It's like you basically headbutted my elbow. You right? Sorry, darling. I'm just having a look at all these messages. So basically, I've missed loads and loads of questions. You're so fine. Yeah, I know. So Megan, so I've read that out. Hello, Henry. My sister is watching you right now. Can you say hello in Russian? Her name is Anastasia. Nope, don't know how to speak Russian, I'm afraid. I miss you, my fingers. Nope, I won't read that one out. Hey, can you lend me £578? Need to pay my sisters. No, I can't read that one out. Alicia says, are you single? Yes, I am single. Were you looking gorgeous? What are you doing? Stop it. Stop it. I'm just reading out. Vanessa says, add me. Right, I'm all caught up now. Do you know what I've been doing lately? And this is going to sound weird, probably. I've been watching my own videos. Now, I have my eyes closed when I watch them. I don't want to look at myself. I don't know. But I always fall asleep. And I don't know why that surprises me, considering that's kind of what if you listen on YouTube or watch on YouTube or listen on the podcasts, what it's for, but relaxing and falling asleep. But it doesn't seem to matter what I talk about. Just me droning on seems to do the job. Oh, February 21st, which is 3 weeks away. Mario Barrios and Ryan Garcia are fighting. And Barrios is coming off back-to-back draws with Abel Ramos and Manny Pacquiao, while Garcia had a lackluster loss last year against Rolando Rolly Romero. Now, Barrios, I thought he was a world champion. I'm sure he is. Isn't he the world champion? But you're not mentioning his world status, though, for some reason. Why? I don't know why that is. Because I watched the fight he had, this is Barrios, I watched the fight he had with Manny Pacquiao, and that was for the world title, which was a year or so ago, I think. Gary, Richardson, Hitchens, Frank Martin, so there's a few there that I recognise. But that's in America. Saturday, T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. So I watched that, but not... Oh, what are you doing? I don't know why it keeps doing this. It keeps taking me... The internet's weird. It just keeps taking me to places that I've not even clicked on. It's taking me to different pages. Oh, Clarissa Shields. So that's another thing that's annoys me. Really, it's giving me adverts now. It's taking me all out of the whole thing again. Schedule. Let's go back there. Okay, hopefully if I don't touch the screen. In fact, what I'll do is I'll use the mouse. Maybe that'll be a bit... Spec says... Can I sing for you? I don't know, can you? Jazza Dickens is fine. Anthony Kakashi. Oh, so this is February. Clarissa Shields, right? She's fighting Franchon Cruz Dizerne. Now they're both, she's really good, and Clarissa Shields unbeaten, 2-time Olympic gold world champion, gold Olympic champion, and she's still only about 29. Now, there's only one person that I want to see Clarissa Shields fight, and that is what's her name? What's her name? The Irish girl. Oh, I've forgotten her name now. It's gone out of my head. I want to see them two fight. Not so much now that she lost one, but at the time they were both unbeaten and the two biggest stars in boxing. As far as being unbeaten and like, what's her name? She's fighting again this year, I think, but she's coming to the end of her boxing career. I mean, she's still world champion, I think. Eduardo Nunes against Emmanuel Navarrete. I wonder if that's either Navarrete, Pavarotti. Did I ever tell you I actually went to see Pavarotti at the I think it was Hyde Park, and the royal family were there. Pavarotti was just, I think he was coming off the success of the World Cup in 1990, because his song was used so much during that time. Do 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 do. So in 91 he came to Hyde Park to do a free concert. So I headed up there. There was, blimey, I don't know how many thousands upon thousands of people there were. But I waited around, and I've got this little bit in the grass, and I'm kind of sitting there, and it starts raining. And I think, nah. And I look over at the stage, and the stage has got a covering above the stage, and there's a covering for the royal family and stuff as well. And I thought, if they're not willing to sit in the rain, I'm not either. So I left. And I got out of the park, heading towards a train station. The rain stops, and I hear Pavarotti singing. Because, you know, they got loudspeakers all over the place, so you can hear it for miles. And I thought to myself, oh, perhaps I should have waited. You know, I mean, what I really needed was a deck chair. In that situation, I think three things I would have needed to get through that day, that afternoon, is probably a hat, just generally with the rain, but a hat and something for an umbrella or something. But a deck chair or some kind of comfortable seating arrangements. And an empty bladder, because going to the toilet would have been an absolute nightmare, I think. Lauren Price is fighting. Lauren Price, okay. Let me tell you about Lauren. If anyone wants to know about Lauren Price, let me tell you about Lauren Price. She is, I mean, technically you could say, well, she's too old now, because she's 31. Well, she's 30. She'll be 31 in June. You say, well, she's too old to be the future of boxing, female boxing. But she won the Olympics gold in 2000. Which one was it? 2020. But then the Olympics in 2020 wasn't in 2021, was it? So it wasn't 2020 at all. And so she won the Olympic gold, and she's had only 9 fights. And I know that 2 are by KO, so it's not a lot, it's not a high percentage, but she's also now she won the world title in her 7th fight, the WBO, IBO and the ring, and she's held on to those welterweight, yeah. She's so good. I mean, you could say, well, of course she is. She's an Olympic gold medalist, which is a good point. But she's so good. I mean, I would say, I would argue that one of the best female boxers I've seen. Just with her style, the aggression, even though she's not knocking everyone out, they're getting out of that fight knowing they've been in a fight. And she's Welsh, I think. I mean, I think she's Welsh. Why do I think that? You should tell me, come on. She's born a Welsh professional boxer, yeah. I thought so. She has held a unified WBA, WBC, IBF and IBO. Really? I didn't know she had all those. Oh, okay. So really what she needs now is a WBO and she'll be done. She'll have all of them. The IBO, yeah. The IBO is what the WBO was in the 80s. It was like a gimmick. It wasn't even like a class as a proper world title. At the time, by the boxing fraternity, as it were. Maybe the IBO will be in the future. I mean, why have so many different things? I mean, I know it's just another money-making thing, but just have one world title. One world title. The Jason world title. It should be named after me. Have the Jason's world title, and then I don't know, just I understand, because if that was the case, then a lot of people wouldn't become world champions. You know, when there was one heavyweight title, there, you know, a lot of people that would have gone on to win a world title didn't. In the 60s and the 50s, like Ernie Shavers, for example. Or did he go on to win the world title? I don't know. But, you know, there was a time when a lot of fighters would have won world titles had there been more than one. But quite often it was dominated by one person. And that still happens now. If you get, like Canelo, when he held all the titles at super middleweight, there was all these fighters that were actually waiting to fight him, and he was really picking what one he wanted. So someone like trying to think of his name now. Oh, the monster. The monster, they call him. So he's a world champion now at a different weight. So he was a 2-time super middleweight champion, and he was the interim super middleweight champion while he was waiting to fight Canelo, but Canelo would never fight him. And then he went on and won the light heavy. Well, he got the light heavyweight champion. He got gifted that because it got given up by Bivol, and then he defended it. I say gifted it, like basically he had the interim title, and then Bivol didn't want to defend against him or couldn't defend against him. And who it is I'm talking about? Oh, I'll have a look. He's got to be fighting soon, surely. I do know his name, it's just gone out of my head. Moses Atuma against Jermaine Franklin is on the 28th of March. So that would be in Moses Atuma. He is, everyone's saying it, so I'm not saying anything new, unique, but there is something about him that I've not seen before. Yeah, I've not seen it before. There's something about him that I've not seen in all the years of watching boxing. I've seen him interviewed, his demeanour, the speed that he has as a heavyweight. I've never seen anyone that fast. Just like with one punch that can just be here and then almost like, I don't know, it's weird. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does, what he accomplishes over the next few years. So Moses, that's on the 28th of March. So by then, we'll be into spring, proper spring. Although spring kind of starts middle of February, really, doesn't it? But we're proper in it, and it'll be nice. It'll be early mornings, early evenings, light in the evening, light in the morning. Brilliant. And then on the 11th of April, so the 4th of April rather, Lauren Price, so definitely watching that. That's in Cardiff. Tyson Fury against Makudov. That'll be on Netflix. 12 a.m. Was he fighting in America? Really? What the heck's that about? 12 a.m. on Netflix. Oh, this is based in America, so I don't know. It's not saying where it's fighting. I mean, surely... No, he is fighting in England, because he said he's coming back. He hasn't fought in England for ages. So, Aslanabek Makhmudov he beats David something. Anyway, so that brings me to the end of the podcast, because the camera's now running out of energy now. Load more events. Right, that's only as far as it goes with the boxing anyway. Up to April. So I'm going to go. Thank you for listening. Remember to be kind to yourself, because you do deserve to be happy. Be gentle with yourself. You deserve to feel safe. And Vinny's decided to say goodbye by having lots of water, which means he thinks that we're going out, but we're not. Take care. Lots of love. Bye.